Hey everybody, welcome back to the Dungeon Dive and part 3 of our Let's Play of City of Chaos. Here's the board. I've laid down the location cards so that way I don't knock them over as I'm moving. Oh yeah, and I got a new whiskey glass, a couple new whiskey glasses, the Glencairn. Very good. I'm enjoying some Basil Hayden's straight Kentucky bourbon. Very nice. So anyways, if you remember last time, Bing here got lost in this alleyway and he became a pyrotechnic and he's kind of just exploring around the city. And then Dizzy left the nightclub and went to the mortuary, and he found something very special in this Ring of Hisvet Sif. And one thing that I forgot to do is I keep forgetting to keep track of which paragraphs we have read in the book. So I'm going to start doing that. The instructions do say to do that, and I'm not sure. It probably is important later, so I hope I haven't completely screwed this game, but I don't think we have. And then another thing is we're actually supposed to be drawing a location as we put the tile down, and then we can flip it over and we explore it. So I'm going to take the location deck, I'm going to put one down here, and I'm going to put one down here. Okay, so that way they just kind of come out of the deck organically and are placed from the deck as we discover them. All right, so this is the next turn, and it's going to be Bing is going to go up. So what I was thinking about doing with Bing is I want him to go back to the gift shop and buy something. I want to see what happens when we buy an item, because I don't think we have purchased something yet, and the gift shop sounds like it might have some pretty cool things. Maybe some things that add to the story. I'm not sure. So for his first action, Bing will roll the move. And we got an 8 and a 4. All right, so we will move 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And his second action, 5 and a 6. He will move in here and he will encounter this card at the end of his action. And what I was thinking about buying was, as you can see, we've got, he moved there to there. Bad camera work. I apologize. Okay, so City Gift Shop. X-ray specs. Bull slug ball hat. Figurine of Emma Who. Dark lens spectacles. Assorted Tikvarian teas and a looking glass. Or we can rob the shop. Okay, Bing still not going to rob the shop. But I think we're going to buy the X-ray spectacles. I just had this idea that maybe you can see stuff that isn't there. You know, this city's kind of weird. Maybe we can see, it'll allow us to see ghosts or something. So, X-ray specs, cost 1 groat. Take the 1 groat, pop it in the bank, and we're going to search the item deck for the X-ray specs, probably towards the bottom here. There we go. X-ray spectacles. Wearing these fabulous spectacles, you can see all the bones of your hand. If you look at anyone through the X-ray lenses, all of their clothes disappear. But surely there must be a better use for these. Take clue card number 8. Awesome. All right, so we'll get our first clue card. So the clue cards are in number order. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is kind of maybe our first major clue towards one of the Chaos stories. So let's see. Clue number 8, the Wizard War. Use the X-ray specs to locate the secret door in the marble minaret. At the minaret, wearing the specs, go to 370. The marble minaret. Okay, so we have not discovered that yet. But when we do, we will have something awesome to do there. So that was his first 2 actions. Now we're going to go over to Dizzy. Now one thing I want to do with Dizzy before we get started, is I want to read the paragraph again from the book where we discovered the ring. So if we remember, we went to the mortuary and we looked at the corpses. So I'm going to turn to 638. And let's see here, 638. And if I remember correctly, I think it was, so we examined all three bodies, and I think it was this middle one. I think it was 458 that we found the ring. 458. Examine the corpse of Hisvet Sif. Okay, so I'm going to write 458 for Bing here, just in case. Okay, so I wrote down 458. Now let's read this again. So this is what happened when we examined this corpse. You lift the sheet off the corpse's face, revealing a good-looking young man. Now this one is strange, says the attendant. Apparently he was a duelist who fell in love with a maiden coveted by the head of the pyrotechnics. When he found out that the pyrotechnic killed the woman, and this young fellow died of grief. Yet all of that was over 40 years ago, and the body has remained here without decay. It's as though he only sleeps. As you inspect the body, a large signet ring slips off the corpse's finger. You pick the ring up. Upon inspection, it is obviously a family heirloom with the name Sif carved on it. For some reason, you pocket the ring whilst the attendant looks away. Okay, so Hisvet Sif was a duelist, and he had beef with the pyrotechnics. We have found the Guild of the Duelists, the Duello, and we've also found the Pyrotechnic Guild. Now I'm wondering if we go to one of these and have some kind of encounter, if we show them this ring, if something will happen. Because this is a heavy gold signet ring forged by the dwarf smiths in Karantar. It bears the dividing falcon crest of the Sif family. The ring is given to the youngest member of the family upon reaching adulthood. For you, it has no apparent use. So maybe it has a secret use. Are you a member of the Academy? Okay, so we're not a member of the Duelist Academy. Another pup, so we can enroll possibly. Because Hisvet Sif was a duelist. So I'm wondering if Dizzy should make his way over there and see if maybe we can have some kind of encounter there because we have the ring. I don't know how the clues and how the items and how that kind of stuff works within the story. I know in a lot of these kinds of games, that kind of stuff is kind of arbitrary. You just kind of follow a preset path. But I think in this game, you actually kind of have to do your own investigating. So I think that's what we're going to do. Not going to explore here. We're going to move down and try to get all the way, I guess, to the Academy of the Duello to see what happens. So first action, Dizzy rolls to move. We got a 3 and a 2. So he's going to come down this way because this area here is completely blocked off. So he will go, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Let's roll again. A 3 and a 2. 1, 2, 3. All right, so we ended a second action in the street on an unoccupied tile. We're going to have an action card, a spy. A shifty man in a long, shabby coat crosses your path. Suddenly, his thick, bushy beard slides off his chin and flutters on the ground. "Whirly whiskers, one size fit all," mutters the spy, bending down to pick up the disguise. Let's see. Do you interact with the shady character? So we can interact with the spy. We can buy his beard for 1 groat, go to 26, or try to steal the beard. We could buy a beard, and then we would have a disguise, maybe for something later, or we could interact. You know what? I think Dizzy kind of is on this covert mission to figure out the legacy or the mystery of Hisvet Sif. So I'm going to offer the spy to buy his beard for 1 groat. So I'm going to go to number 26. Write that down. $26. by the beard. The wise man hides his face, says the spy. What color would you like? Opening his shabby coat, he reveals a large assortment of colored beards hanging on little hooks. You decide upon a color and pay 1 groat for the beard. Take whirly whiskers from the item pack. Interesting. All right, so I'm going to take his 5 groat, drop that in the bank, take his 4 groat change, and find the whirly whiskers. Whirly whiskers. If the law is looking for you, whirly whiskers provide the ideal disguise. Wear these to escape detection by the city guard, the thief catchers, the flying squad, and the witch finder. Whirly whiskers are cheap foreign imports. The elastic will soon snap, so use them once, then return to the pack. All right, so if we ever run into these guys in some kind of bad way, we can discard this to just escape. Very nice. Okay, so that was Bing's turn. That was Dizzy's turn, sorry. So now we're back to Bing here at the city gift shop. And remember, we need to find the minaret, the marble minaret. I'm not quite sure what that is. It sounds like a location. So let's see what is up with this location here. For first action, we will move 6 and a 6. We will move 6. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And our second roll is a 6 and a 7. So I can easily move into this location here. Excuse me. Let's see what it is. The thief catcher's station. You notice a drab building, which is only noticeable by the blue lamp which hangs above the doorway. Upon entering, you come to a counter where behind it a burly gentleman in a blue uniform stands. Now then, he says, and how can I help you? If you wish to report a thief, go to 471. Or we can interact with the desk sergeant. I don't think I can report a thief, so I will interact with the desk sergeant. I will greet the desk sergeant. I don't think it's a good idea to threaten him, and I can't imagine helping him right now. So desk sergeant here, and we're greeting. We're going to roll the cube of chaos. Oh, that's the spy card. I'm going to put the spy card back. And we rolled the moon and star. So moon and star on the desk sergeant is 393. $393. Greet, help, and threaten. Ah, the same thing. We've got no time for time wasters. Please leave immediately. So I guess all they care about is finding thieves there. All right. Well, that was quite an uneventful turn for old Bing there. So let's get back to Dizzy. Dizzy heading towards the Academy of the Duello movement. 4 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second action. 8 and 6. We will move 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. Once again, unoccupied tile on the street. It's time for another action card. I think we've already seen more action cards this game than all the others combined. Oh yeah, remember last time Dizzy got cursed by that crappy archbishop. So we're going to have to deal with that. But what did he find? He ran into a sailor. A healthy young man in outlandish clothing sways down the street towards you. Although you tried to avoid him, he staggers into you and curses. Shivering sea serpents! I still haven't got my land legs back. I'm sorry to trouble you, but would you know where I can find an inn called the Dragon Dun? Do you offer to take the sailor to the Dragon Dun? Or tell him you don't know where it is. We do not know where that inn is. The only inn we have found was the Inn of the Grinning Rat. So we can't take him there. So we're going to have to tell him that we don't know where it is. Go to 156. All right. The sailor. No idea. I've been adrift out at sea for weeks with nothing to drink but salt water. That does not sound nice. And you can't even be bothered to direct me to the Dun? Get out of my way, groans the sailor, pushing you to one side. You slip and fall backwards into an open sewer. The sailor bursts out laughing. Crawling back to where you came from, he taunts. Do you swallow your pride and walk away, or do you face the blackguard and enter combat? Should we do our first combat? Let's take a look at what Dizzy has here. So Dizzy is part of the Magi's. Okay, he is cursed. Got to remember that. You actually end up with a lot more items and stuff in this game than I was imagining. Now we have the Fireball spell. We have the Aegis spell for protection. We have the Cheese Wire, which is a weapon we can use for very brutal strangulation. The Ring, which does nothing. And the Whirly Whiskers. So what was cursed again? -1 attack in combat. Yeah, you know what? Let's try combat. We have not done combat yet. Let's see what happens. So the first thing we do is we take the instruction manual and we find on the combat charts, the combat tables, we find who we're fighting. So Dizzy is really pissed off that the sailor shoved him into the sewer. And so we are going to fight him. Now here's his combat stats. The sailor. He has 10 hit points, so do we. He adds a +1 to his attack. He has a +1 to his defense. When we kill him, we get 0 heads. So if we beat him, it's nothing bad is really going to happen. And when we beat him, we're going to get 574, the paragraph there. And this is what he says when we attack him. Prepare to repel boarders, shouts the sailor. Remember, heads are these little trophies, and they're kind of like a negative morality currency that if we attack and kill good people, I believe, we get more heads. So we are fighting the sailor. We take the monster combat deck. I'm going to shuffle that up. Okay, and then we're going to take our character combat deck, and now we can use whatever we want. So we pick first. Let's see here. I think I'm going to use my Fireball. Okay, so my Fireball gives me a +2 to attack and a -2 to my defense. And I'm at a -1 on attack. Since I'm already at -2 defense, I'm going to go straight out attack with a 0 defense. So that's going to be an attack 7. And that is going to add 2 to that. So that's going to be an attack 9. And the sailor does attack 4 and a defense of 3. And he adds 1 to each of those. So he has a 5 and a 4. So I blocked for 0, and he does 5 damage to me. And I hit him for 9, and he blocks 4 of that. So he takes 5 as well. So we each take 5. Each of us is down to 5 body points. Excuse me. Okay. We get one more round of combat, because each combat you do 2 rounds. So I think we're going to attack him again. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to attack with the 7, defend with the 0, use my fireball. So that gives me a 9. And he does an attack 1 and a defense 5. So I have a defense of 0. I take 1 hit. He has a defense of 5. I hit him for 9, so he takes 4. So I take 1. I'm down to 4 body points. And he is down to 1 body point. Okay. You know what? I'm going to do the same thing again because I need to finish this guy off, and hopefully he does less than 4 hit points to me. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's bad. So we're both dead. So I killed the sailor, and he killed me. Alrighty. So what happens is we're going to take all this stuff back. So I get to keep my guild stuff. So I keep the Spell of Fireball. I keep the Cursed status effect. I keep the Aegis spell. I keep any special items, but I have to discard one other thing. I can only keep one. I can only keep one item that I have when I die, and I'm going to keep. I'm going to keep the whirly. Well, I'm going to keep the whiskers. So I'm going to discard the cheese wire. The sailor's gone. Now let's see. What was he carrying? Let's see. 574. Let's see if he has any. Let's see if anything interesting happens. 574. You find a Kosh and a bag of money. Take Kosh from the item pack and go to 505. 505. Kosh. What is a Kosh? I have no idea. Kosh. A hurting rather than killing weapon. The Kosh is basically a lead-filled leather sock, favored by people with a blunt sense of humor. You know what? I'm going to just go ahead and discard that and keep the whiskers. But I did need to go to 505. Money, money, money. You have found some money. Roll a d6 to discover how many groats. Only on a 6, there's no money at all. All right, let's see how many groats I find. 1. Well, that's not terrible. And since Dizzy got killed in combat or knocked out in combat, he starts back at the beginning, back at the entrance of the city. All right, so that was combat. Not too bad. And now let's see here. Now we are back with Bing. What should Bing be doing? He needs to find that location. So, it'd really suck if we explored all out here to find a new location and the place we were looking for was already out on the board. So I think we have to see what this is. So Bing's going to move. A 3 and a 4. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't move that. All right. And an 8 and a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, he's in an unoccupied tile on a street. So that means we have an encounter. Ooh, man, rough. An assassin. You hear a whispered voice behind you. Do not turn around. I am an assassin, and for the right price, I will kill for you. Oh, wow. Okay, I don't want to die. I don't want the assassin to get pissed at me. But then again, I don't know if Bing would hire an assassin. I mean, I bet if I offer nothing at all, he's gonna attack me. I'm gonna do nothing. I don't think Bing would pay an assassin. So he's gonna go to 439. Let me find that paragraph right quick. $439. Offer nothing. The assassin spits at your feet. A man without enemies is a nobody, he snarls. The next time we meet, I hope you will be my target. With that, he disappears into the dark. All right, so we escaped that. Well, that was good. I did not want to attack the assassin. All right, so now we're back to Dizzy's turn. And Dizzy's still trying to get way over here to the Duelist Academy. Let's get, one. Terrible. All right, second action. A 3 and a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bing and Dizzy meet face to face for the first time. The Pyrotechnic and the Magi. All right, they're not going to face off. I don't want them fighting yet. Maybe they'll exchange clues. Maybe they both know that we're both trying to find out the secret of the chaos. Anyhow, action card time for Dizzy. A tinker. A cluttered, clattering hand cart rattles towards you. Hanging off the cart on hooks are a variety of pots and pans. True craftsmanship, hard wearing, grins the tinker. I think that should be tinkerer, but I don't know. We'll go with tinker. Holding aloft a gleaming saucepan, and of course, it's non-stick. Roll the chaos cube. We got the squiggly line. Squiggly line. How do you get your pots so shiny, you ask? You spend a turn discussing tinkerage. All right, so that means next turn Dizzy's only going to get one action as he's discussing tinkerage and how to get pots and pans so nice and clean. All right, man, Dizzy's having a hard time getting over here. Maybe this quest for the ring of Hisvet Sif is not all it's cracked up to be. So we're back to Bing. We're going to do one more turn this video here. Bing is going to move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I thought maybe there'd be a way to shortcut or something, but there's not. So one more turn. A 4 and an 8. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, so close. So close. All right. We're on a street. Action card time. The Chaos Pocket. You have entered a chaos pocket. All the world flows around you. Okay, so a chaos pocket, eh? Roll the chaos. Squiggly. Move all touching tiles one turn counterclockwise, anti-clockwise. Okay, so all the tiles touching this tile, we turn anti-clockwise. So we're going to turn this one like that. We're going to turn this one like that. This one like that. I guess the corners count. And then this one like so. I don't think this has quite the impact as it would if we were only rolling one dice and taking one action per turn, which means that getting around is a lot slower. I can imagine that being more of a pain in the butt, but as it stands, the city just kind of moved around, kind of like, what's that movie? Dark City, moves at night. All right. So that was Bing's turn. He found the Chaos Pocket. And, oh man, poor Dizzy, he's even further away. Now, well, he stands up. He learned all about cleaning pots and pans. And by the time he was done talking to the tinker, he realized that the city had moved around and he was in a different position. So he's going to take his one action and he will move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, he's going to have an encounter. The Wild Hunt. The blasting of a hunting horn announces the arrival of the wild hunt, straight from The Witcher. Suddenly, the street around you is deserted, doors bolted, windows shuttered, stranded. You see the hunt in all of its glory, a chaotic mixture of steed and rider which swirls around you. Then halts. A huge warrior with the head of a stag says, "Join the hunt or be its prey." Oh no, I don't get to choose. He's going to command me to squiggly line. You joined the hunt. Go to 534. All right, gotta write that down. All right, 534. The Wild Hunt. Join. A weird centaur trots up to you and offers to be your steed for the hunt. As you climb onto its bare back, you see the hunter prepare to blow his hunting horn. Before he sounds the horn, you ask, "Pardon me for intruding, but exactly what is it we are hunting?" The hunter replies with a malicious smile, "Everything." He sounds the horn, and the hunt is off. You career wildly off through the streets in search of prey. Whilst with the hunt, you must roll 2 times d6 for movement. Okay, we're kind of already doing that. You are not allowed to enter any locations. Finally, you must attack and kill the first monster, character, or player you meet. The hunt will help you in combat. The hunt continues until the prey is killed, then it leaves you to carry on your adventure. Wow, okay. Roll to move with the hunt now. Oh my gosh. So I need to write down 534 is the Wild Hunt. So I am now on a wild hunt with the Wild Hunt. And I have to go and find somebody to attack and kill. We could go after Bing. We could not. I think I'm going to leave it there and kind of think about what I want to do, because I have to roll right now to figure out where I'm going to go. I could just wander the streets until I find somebody to fight. And I think that might be the better idea, because I really don't want to attack Bing. So we're going to leave it there, and I'm going to be back in a couple days. I'm really trying hard, guys, to get into the habit of doing these videos. I love doing them. Since I'm new at this, I haven't quite gotten into the habit of doing them. But every time I do them, I have a great time. I hope the few people who are watching these are having a good time. I'm really enjoying this game. I'm not loving it, but I think it's very interesting. It's completely different than any other of my multitude of adventure board games. Nothing else I have is even close to offering what this game has in terms of story and weird, interesting things to do and see and interact with. So yeah, I really like that. So next up, just in a couple days, hopefully Friday night, we will have part 4. So have a good one, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.